This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
Mike Irwin joining us from Pig Trail Nation. We always appreciate visits with Mike. How are you doing today? How was your weekend, Mike?
Not too good from the basketball standpoint. That was, those people were all jazzed up. That was a nice crowd, excited crowd in Bud Walton, and it just kind of thudded there.
Sure did.
You try to figure out what's going on with these guys. After that win in Rupp, I really thought they turned it around, but so many things have happened in this losing streak. I mean, mostly a lot of it's defense. I mean, they're giving up 83 points a game in those three losses. Season average is 67. I mean, Alabama shot 45% against them, Tennessee 50%, Kentucky 53%. And most of those are two-pointers. That's defense in the paint. They had 5 blocks. Arkansas's bigs had 5 blocks at Rupp. None here in Fayetteville against Kentucky. Something's really happened to the Mitchell brothers. I'm not sure what it is. They were scoring. They were playing defense. And in that game Saturday, it just vanished. And they got to get them back because you got to have inside scoring with this team. I mean, guards can drive in. You got forwards. You got guys other than them that can score, but they're still the people that you need to count on. And right now, it's not happening for them.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious. I mean, they were winning games when the Mitchell twins were starting and were out on the court a lot. It's not that they were scoring a lot. They were rebounding, they were defending, and they were playing, big men's basketball, not in a dirty sense, but just in a physical sense. And that's been missing. Now, we know it's a guard-oriented team, but without any sort of forward play, it's difficult to have success. You can just get bullied around. Is that what you're seeing?
Well, I hear a lot of people complaining about the guards. They start with Nick Smith. Come on, Nick Smith Jr. He's averaging 21 points a game in those 3 losses. I don't know what you think he should score 30 or 35 a game. I mean, he's not been perfect, but that's not where the problem is. Counsell, you look at him and you say, well, he's up and down, but he averaged 16 points a game in that 3-game losing streak. Devo 14. Black's down 11 points a game. Here's a problem with him is his assist-to-turnover ratio. He's had 7 assists in those 3 losses and 10 turnovers. The word is he's been sick. I don't know if he's ever confirmed that, but hopefully he's not sick Thursday night because he's had some careless passes, some bad passes, bad decisions. But mostly, again, to me, the problem is underneath the basket.
Yeah, you got to get those, and to your point, you got to get the Mitchell brothers blocking shots and getting rebounds and just being a force inside there. You don't have to run a play for them. It just gives the other team something to think about when they turn that edge. They're pulling up for a jump shot, and then instead of taking it 2 extra steps to the lane. I'm with you. We got to get the bigs playing better. What's up with Devo? Are you liking how Devo's still coming along? Does he still seem like he's checked in?
I think he was all right. The problem with, obviously he didn't play much of the second half, and we could talk all day of did the refs overreact. I think they probably did in giving him the 2, and then, he was mad. I think you got to be real careful if you're thinking about ejecting somebody just because they're reacting to a call. And that took him out of the game, so that hurt bad. And, I think he's got to control himself a little bit better. He gets angry. We've seen that before. He's always in the middle of when it looks like there's a dust-up going to happen. So maybe Muss has to talk to him. Hey, Bub, you got to calm down. But I thought they overreacted on that. And then you look at Shebway and some of the stuff he did, and a lot of fans are going, "Why wasn't he ejected?" And there's technical reasons. I mean, he never. That flagrant one's not an ejection, even when you combine it with a technical. So, and I guess Devo got 2.
What did you think, Mike? That to me, it was the most physical game they let these guys play in a while. It seemed like the refs were letting them play, and I thought there was intent with that first elbow he threw. They were battling a little bit, but he wasn't about to get the ball. He was looking back at him. He knew what he was doing. I just thought the referees kind of let the game slip away too early, and then Debo gets thrown out. I just thought the referees did a bad job as well.
yeah, no problem with letting them play, but, when you overreact and come down on somebody's head with your elbow to the point where it looked like maybe he had some, I can't remember which one of the Mitchells was, I think Mackay, but looked like he had bleeding maybe going on there. And you review that, and you don't look at that and go, well, maybe we got an issue here. So it's nothing new. I've said for a long time that considering that compared to other high-capacity, high-energy arenas that you will find in college basketball around the country, and there's maybe 7 or 8 of them like Bud Walton, it doesn't seem to affect the refs very much. They just come in and do what they do. I mean, I've never seen a crowd react that way to refs. I mean, it's been bad before, but there was people were going nuts in that game. Did it get them beaten? I don't think so. They didn't play very well. But it sure didn't help them, that's for sure.
Well, I mean, there it is. I mean, the theme of this year, I think, is they haven't played well enough. They haven't played as well as the talent, they haven't played up to the level of the talent. And it's not the referee. Referees are not the reason that this team is 2 games under 500 in the SEC. Referees are not the reason that they've only won 19 games and probably have the talent to win like 26 or 27. That's not the reason that they've struggled.
Yeah, when we dissect this season when it's over, there's going to be some head scratching going on. That's for sure. A lot of fans think Arkansas is not in. I think that's anger. I mean, I don't think Muss would have said we're in if he thought there was a question. They're projected right now as a 9 seed. I don't think losing is going to drop them out. But what it would do, if you're going into the NCAA tournament with a 4-game losing streak, I wouldn't bet money on that you're not a one and done. I mean, you've got to do something in Nashville to turn things around so that when you hit that NCAA tournament, you got some confidence. There's a lack of confidence out there right now, and they got to do something to get it back.
Yeah, that'd be like almost 3 weeks or so between wins if they were to go one and done in the SEC tournament. I'm with just for your psyche. You got to get it going, and I think a little bit. Anthony Black's learning how to play off the ball a little bit, and that's why his assistant he was bringing the ball up every time, and so they're still trying to figure each other out.
And there's not enough time because if you've got one and done, they may not figure each other out before they're gone. Again, a lot of fans reacting. I've been reading some of this stuff. We don't want any more of those guys. Don't recruit him. Well, I'm sorry. Muss already has 2 more 5-stars that have signed, so you're going to get 2 more at least, and he's going after others. So until the NBA starts taking those guys directly, and the word is they are, if you're one of these people that don't want those 5-star, those one-and-dones in here, you got to wait until the NBA takes care of that.
Let's move over to baseball here for a moment, Mike. Injuries are the theme, man. And I mean, it was kind of a bit of the theme during football season. It's been a theme in the men's basketball season, and unfortunately, it is now becoming a theme for the baseball team with pitching injuries. This team can slug. I mean, this is a team that will score some runs, but they're going to need to score. They might need to score a lot in the SEC. Just based on the idea that, I think it was a pitching staff with some depth before the season started. 3 pitchers that might have been able to combine for somewhere around like 205, 210 innings are hurt. Wiggins done for the year. Tigert, 4 to 5 weeks, maybe. They're going to get other opinions on that right arm, whether it's forearm or elbow. They'll find out. Cody Frank, we still don't know the situation, but it's pretty obvious he's not going to pitch in the next, how long. So, man, I mean, your pitching depth is being tested in ways that nobody could have expected. And fans feel snake bit right now. I can't blame them.
I think after the game, Hunter Holland started talking about some of the freshmen. They got 6 freshman pitchers, and these guys are good. They're like all freshmen. They need something to get them going with confidence. But I'm looking at the ERAs of some of these guys. Wood is 9. Dawsett, however you pronounce that's ERA of 21. Bybee is 6.75. Parker Coyle is 6. So, if 2 of those guys could end up helping them, that would be good. I don't know. There's nothing you can do about it. You just hope maybe Tigert comes back sooner than later. Maybe it's not as bad as you think. The injury yesterday, I was looking. I wasn't at the game, but they had a close-up, and it looked like he was pointing almost to his armpit. Maybe there's a muscle under there attached to the chest that he pulled a muscle or something. I'm not familiar enough with those type injuries about how long it would take you to recover, but maybe it's not serious. They got, I think, 6-7 games left before SEC plays, so somebody needs to come around. But they are hitting better. I mean, the batting average is up to 310, and they're averaging 2 home runs a game. I mean, and what I like is they're scoring. They're not just scoring via the home run. I mean, they're getting, they're getting doubles. They're scoring that way. They're getting RBI singles. They're also doing it with home runs. So they look pretty varied at the plate this year so far.
Yeah, you're right. And to your point about that, when you look at the numbers from the last week, they scored 18 runs on homers, 22 runs on other things. So, I mean, that goes right to your point, that it's a team that can hit the ball over the fence, but I don't think they just rely on hitting the ball over the fence. And it's a deep lineup, too. It's not just 2 or 3 hitters, 1 through 7 in the lineup. Borfin, Wagner, Stovall, Slavens, Dosenberger, Diggs, Cali now. It's a deep lineup. Yeah. They could wear some opposing pitchers down.
Yeah, Cali went, I don't know how many games without a hit now. He's up to 200. He's hit 2 home runs recently. They got 2 guys hitting over 400, 5 over 300. So, I like what they're doing at the plate, and I'm just an optimist. It's too early in the season for me to get pessimistic. I'm just going to say they're going to get some pitchers back here soon, and some other guys are going to step up, and, I think they'll be all right.
Mike, I want you to be an optimist then about basketball for me for a quick moment here. And I know it's later in the season, so it's different than baseball, but the talent's there to make a deep run in March. So what happens? Be optimistic for me, because I'm having a little trouble doing it myself.
Well, I mean, when the positive energy thing popped up, what was that, after the Tennessee game?
Yeah.
Ricky Council IV said we need more positive energy, and it needs to start at the top, and then the rest of us follow or whatever. To me, if you're looking for your coach to say everything's okay, you're all right, guys, that's not what Musselman is. I think the players are the ones that have to do that. You're out there on the floor. You got to create positive energy, and you do that with the way you're playing. So, there's so many people are saying, well, there's chemistry issues there, and, there's some guys on here that are realizing that they don't want to play for a guy as tough as Musselman is. They want some – we're not in that locker room. I don't know. I just know that any team I've ever been around, it's up to the players. And most coaches are not – they're not going to, give locker room speeches and cause you to win games. They get you ready to play, and then you got to do it yourselves.
BetOnline remains your number one source for all your sports betting this season. Everything from the NFL and bowl season to esports. You'll find the latest odds, team matchup info, player news, and game trends at BetOnline. BetOnline features live betting, free contests, and live scores for almost any sport or game imaginable. We're the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite leagues and events. Head to betonline.ag to join and receive a 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Make sure to use the promo code BELIEVE to receive your rewards. That's BLEAV. BetOnline, where the game starts.